All right, before I really get going with Xander's introduction, congratulations Bailey, congratulations Brady, you both did amazing. It is of zero surprise to me that you are both here in this place. In Bailey's case, we got to work together, it was a lot of fun, congratulations. So, my name's Ed Smith. I was a teammate for Xander for 4 very long, fun, miserable years. I was his co-captain for our senior year along with Marcus. I thought I would go in a little bit of a different direction with my introduction speech. I can see him cringing and...
I'm regretting choosing you already.
I'll be gentle. I thought I would discuss how Xander caused me glory, pain, misery for 4 years in the pool, all while I was kicking and screaming to go the other way, where I could stay home, where it was safe and quiet and play video games, but instead I got dragged to the pool. So I figured I'd go through, like I said, 4 years of Xander. Freshman year was a bit of an awkward stage for everyone. Oops. Ours was no different. Xander, Marcus, and I came to Potsdam at the same time in 2009, which was 12 years ago, somehow. This was back when Xander had shoulder-length hair. He would put it in a ponytail. He would rock it to swim meets before he put it under a cap just to kind of confuse the other team. And then he eventually cut it off to what it is now. Swim meets, bus rides, movies, Taco Bell, iPods. It was a pretty uneventful season. Until we got right around to Xander's 19th birthday. Xander and our coach, Ken McLaughlin, shared the same birthday, January 15th. It was a swim meet in Oswego, and before Xander got to Potsdam, he officially confirmed he was coming to Potsdam. He made a deal with Ken that he would never swim the 400 individual medley. For those of you that don't know, the 400 individual medley is 400 yards, 16 lengths of every stroke. So there's 4 of butterfly, 4 of backstroke, 4 of breaststroke, 4 of freestyle. Xander's birthday gift from Ken was the 400 individual medley. As you can imagine, Xander was thrilled. He swam the event, did well, and won. He got out of the pool, went straight to Ken and said, "I'm never doing that again." That was a lie. About a month later, SUNYACs, everyone did well, no records were broken. It was a quiet year. That was the first of many, or first of only really the quiet year, really. But the following Sunday, following Saturday after SUNYACs, we get an email from Ken. I'm going to hold off-season workouts. We're going to meet at 10 a.m. in the fitness center on a Sunday. Great. I'm not going. So Xander convinced myself and Marcus to go, much to my dismay. So we got to the gym at 10 a.m. on a Sunday to learn our brand new training program. It was something menial, simple, squats. Everyone's done squats, all the fun stuff. But Ken was thrilled. We were all gung-ho. I was gung-ho for a week. I got through a few workouts over the course of the semester, then decided to focus on school. Xander, however, was there 3 or 4 times a week for a couple hours on end, without fail. Sometime after our first year ended, mid-July, Xander and I are talking through text message. We were decided, for some god-awful reason, we were going to do more doubles so that we would get faster, so that we could see records fall and go to SUNYACs, be successful. I was so excited, which is exactly why I didn't do well. I survived a few weeks of working out with him. He is a very high intensity, non-stop, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, all right in a row. Like I said, I made it through the first week of our sophomore year. No surprise to me. Things got busy with the semester. We ended up switching into morning lifts. The gym opened at 6:45 a.m. We were there 6:40 a.m. We like to be early on time to get our stuff done. I'm not a morning person at all. Again, I made it about a month this time. That's about it. We got to the swim season, my weight sessions fell off. I decided to focus on swimming instead. Xander kept going. Every day, 6:40, or 3 or 4 days, 6:40 a.m., do that, then we would go to classes. Nothing really exciting happened for the first few swim meets. Until we got to Puerto Rico. We were on the north side of Puerto Rico. It's a rainy, lousy part of Puerto Rico. Weather just never really great. However, our assistant coach at the time, Josh Jock, convinced Xander that if he really wanted to get faster, he should wear an undershirt while he swam. So Xander's like, yeah, sure, let's go. We got some basic t-shirt, undershirts. He wore those through practice. I was like, yeah, let's go. I'm going to do it too. I did it. It sucked. A lot. But Xander convinced me to keep going through the entire training trip and the rest of the season doing it. And it worked. I dropped a lot of time. But in Puerto Rico, we went to a shopping excursion because we had an afternoon off one day. And Xander managed to find the most obnoxious hot pink undershirt that I have ever seen. He proudly shows up to practice, throws it on, and in about 4-inch letters right across the chest is the word sexy. It somehow matched the drag suit he was wearing, which was a neon pink leopard print suit. So that's all he was wearing in Puerto Rico. A neon pink undershirt and a neon pink drag suit, which is essentially a pair of briefs. And that's all he would wear for training trip. It was obnoxious. It was fantastic. It was hilarious. The Suniacs roll around, and Xander kind of he didn't do as well as he hoped. He missed out on the 100-yard breaststroke record by 0.04 seconds. He was not happy. I remember talking to him on the way back from Suniacs, is in Buffalo, Erie Community College pool. He was, for lack of a better term, he was pissed. He was angry. He was upset with himself. He couldn't understand how he had come so close, but missed it by a fingernail. But he carried on. He carried that anger and rage and backside into the next season. Basically, did the smart thing that you're supposed to do. He fueled his own fire to get through, and it worked. It really worked. It was something to see. Our junior year, he did not lose a single individual race. It was amazing. So junior year, 2011 to 2012, he really convinced me to do something that I had zero interest in doing, and I hate him for it. On Tuesday, Thursday, we had a class in Flag Hall, which if you went to Potsdam here, you know that it's that side of campus. Maxi is that side of campus, easily, I don't know, a third of a mile, half mile away. Not close together at all. Our 1:30 class gets out at 2:10 that day. It was supposed to go till 4. Practice was at 2:15. Normally we wouldn't go till our practice till 4:15. Xander, in his sadistic, horrible, mean way, convinced me, particularly, to run across campus with our backpacks to get to practice on time. It worked. I was winded before I stepped on deck. We were on time, maybe a minute or two late, but everyone was still standing about on deck, milling about, and there were many confused faces as to why we were there. Our practice was not for another 2 hours. I explained. Xander forced me to run so I could get to practice on time, so I could be a better swimmer. And so we could, go to the gym afterwards, which I was very excited to do. I'm lying. However, that was October. We had I want to call it an unproductive season, but our North Country Invitational is the weekend before Thanksgiving, every year without fail. This particular junior year, Xander came down with pneumonia about the week prior. Not a great time. So he was feeling better on Friday, but he wanted to give it one more day. He missed out on his events. On Saturday, he got to swim his favorite event, the 400 Individual Medley. After not being in the pool for a week, he gets up on the block and crushes it. He comes in first by about 8 or 9 seconds. And this, to my knowledge, was the first school record that he broke. The 400 Individual Medley was a time of about 4:19 before Xander got in the water. He got in the water, swam a 4:17, breaking the school record after a week off with pneumonia. And it carried through to Suniac's that year. He did not find his neon pink sexy undershirt, thank God. But we continued to wear the undershirts for practice. It slowed us down considerably, but when we took it off, we were much faster. So we were very happy with the results. This is the year that I made Suniac's. After Xander dragged me kicking and screaming to workouts during the season, I got better about it. After I removed the undershirt, I waited until the last possible swim meet to make Suniac's. I made it. So I got to see Xander really shine that year. I got to swim 3 events. He got to swim like 7. 3 of them were individual, 4 of them were relays. So he went out after missing the 100 breaststroke record by 0.04, and just every race he swam for individuals was a record-breaking swim. He got in, swam the 200 IM, school record. 200 IM, for those that are unaware, is just a 400 IM cut in half. It's 50 yards of each stroke instead of 100. And then even into the 100-yard breaststroke, the event where he just missed it the previous year, he got it. He broke the school record. It was 57.9 or something crazy. For those that don't follow swimming, or Potsdam swimming rather specifically, the old school record was a 58.9 or 58.89. Xander won a 58.93. The previous year, he got a 57.9. Everyone was thrilled. And he carried that into his next event, the 200-yard breaststroke, the following day. He ended up winning both breaststroke events at Suniac's to be a conference champion, to make B cuts, and eventually win the All Suniac Male Swimmer Award. And it wasn't just the individual records he set. He also was on all 4 of the record-breaking relays. He swam the 800-yard relay swim, freestyle relay, excuse me, which is 200 yards per person, 4 people. He and Marcus broke the school record by 2 or 3 seconds. Xander, yeah, fist bump. You guys earned that one. Xander managed to swim the fastest 200-yard freestyle in Suniac's that year, and not by a little. Easily a second and a half, 2 seconds. For those that are, again, not familiar with swimming, that's about a body length or 2 body lengths to have the fastest split. He crushed it. Even the top-tier Cortland and Geneseo guys were not keeping up with him. He brought it home. However, not all relays had the best result. The 400 men's freestyle relay, by far the funniest relay I have ever witnessed. Normally a 400-yard freestyle relay, there's 4 guys up there, 4 girls, whatever, and they swim 100 yards front crawl. Each does 100 yards. Potsdam, we missed out on the 8th place by half a second. So that meant for 4 glorious, shining minutes, all eyes would be on Potsdam. So Xander, in true Xander form, convinced the other 3 guys in the relay to do a 400-yard butterfly relay, which, while still technically legal, no one really expected. So it was the funniest relay I've ever seen. All eyes were laughing along with us and clapping. It was fantastic. He got 2 first-team All-Suniac that year and a second-team All-Suniac for the 200 IM. Our senior and final season was 2012-2013. And as you can imagine, it was the most fun, but also the most stressful for us. This was the year we were doing a practicum assignment. We were out in Tupper Lake, so we were driving an hour each way. We had student teaching going on. We were busy. This meant that our time would be more difficult to balance priorities, and priorities would get rearranged pretty often. Should have gotten rearranged. However, we decided, without really talking about it, that we would just keep swimming right up here, schoolwork right down here. It worked. We still went to the gym. I started going to the gym pretty regularly my senior year. I don't know why I waited till my senior year. But Xander dragged me to the gym multiple times a week. And we went to every practice. We swam every single yard at practice. That's the other side. Third page. Almost done. I know you're excited. As soon as our first meet started, Xander made it very clear he wanted to improve on the previous year's marks. He wasted no time in doing so, as he broke the conference record in the 200-yard breaststroke in the middle of the season. We were out at Fredonia. He busted out a 2:06.4 something. He crushed the competition by 7 or 8 seconds. The second place finisher was someone from our own school, Richie Zimmerman. Everyone was pretty excited. In addition to that, he also swam distance quite a bit. He swam the 500, he swam the 1,000, and in what can I only describe as a sadistic way of causing other teams to get hopeful that they would beat Xander, he would draft behind them. For those that aren't aware of drafting, it's where you're about 2 body lengths behind, letting the person in front of you do all the work so you can ride their coattails and just swim along. He would always do that for about the first 3/4 of the race, and then as soon as that either 100 yards left, 125, 200 yards left, he would just flip the switch and fly by them. Every time without fail. It made Ken so angry. It was great. Because everyone knew that Xander was going to win. Well, we assumed he would anyway. But it was just a matter of how long is he going to let the game go on before it might bite him in the ass. Luckily, it did not. So our winter's training season, we were in Puerto Rico again, still wearing these undershirts, still swimming through it, still having a lot of fun. We're back in Potsdam in the cold 40-degree weather, or not even 40 degree, I wish, 10-degree weather in the middle of January. We're going to practice sessions and then to lifting sessions, all by Xander's own doing for these lifting sessions. We meet up in the dance studio one day. We've got the battle ropes set up. We've got a circuit. We're doing burpees, push-ups, battle ropes, whatever. And the thing I remember the most about that session, it was the very last part of the circuit that I was doing. I was in the battle ropes. Battle ropes suck, as everyone knows. I'm sitting there flailing my arms, throwing the battle ropes, and all I hear is just Xander say, "Imagine it's the last 50 of your 500 or 1,000. Well, it worked. I picked it up, and I was miserable. But it worked. And it carried me through to SUNYACs. It carried me through quite literally to the 500-yard freestyle, the first day of SUNYACs. I get up there, I'm on one of the first events. I get up there, I'm swimming with 2 or 3 other guys that I've developed friendships with, and we're all doing our thing. And as you approach the final 50 yards of the 500 swim, there is one of the officials out there with like quite literally a cowbell just ringing it so that everyone knows it's about to get exciting. I finished my race, won my heat, and as I'm climbing out, Xander's right there. I don't know he's right there yet, much to his discomfort, I imagine. I climb out, and before I even really know what's going on, my legs had given out underneath me, and Xander was right there holding me up, and it is the single biggest memory I have of him. Always holding me up, dragging me along to swimming to get me better, and he did that same thing to everyone else. He won the 100-yard breaststroke and 200-yard breaststroke again. He was conference champion back-to-back. He broke the school record in the 200-yard IM again. And he made a couple NCAA B cuts that same meet. Again, he got all SUNYAC to the surprise of no one. And where am I? He bested his own conference record in the 200-yard breaststroke by another second. The closest person behind him was from SUNY New Paltz, another 2 seconds behind him. He touched the wall, dropped another second off his record, and ended up, well, of course, winning. Unfortunately, things didn't always pan out that well. As we were waiting for the cut times for NCAA for swimming, Xander just missed out on it, despite coming in about 2 seconds under the B cut. He missed the invitational cut, which is something that he was very upset about. However, he kind of, he recovered from it very well, actually. He ended up winning this Maxi Molnar award his senior year, and that was a goal that he had set his freshman year. As soon as he found out that was an award, I'm getting that award. He got it. Since leaving Potsdam 8 years ago, Xander went on to be the graduate assistant coach at Alfred University, to a full-time assistant coach at Mount St. Mary in Maryland, and to finally landing the head coaching job at Misericordia University, where he is now the head coach. He's subjecting his swimmers to the same enthusiasm and misery and pain that he dragged me along to. In his first year as a head coach at Misericordia University, he was named Coach of the Year by his conference and had a national qualifier in the women's breaststroke. He was going to nationals. So, it brings me great joy, with a smile on my face, to introduce the man who dragged me through 4 years of swimming, literally kicking and screaming, Xander Taylor. Congratulations.
All right, I'd like to just start off here by congratulating Bailey and Brady. Bailey, you hit it before. It's really special to be up here with a couple people that we got to see each other compete. I know during my time here, the lacrosse team was on a tear with some NCAA recognition, and you were one of them. And Bailey, we got to work together on the Athletic Leadership Council, and I don't remember which one of your introducers hit the nail on the head that when Bailey was there, you knew it. It was a lot of fun seeing you guys play, and being up here and seeing your name on this class is pretty awesome to be up there with you guys, so congrats, well deserved. Also, I'd like to just give a shout out to the administration here. As Ed mentioned before, I'm now a head coach working in college athletics, and I know how insanely difficult it is to plan anything these days. So thank you for putting this together. It's a lot better than doing this over a Zoom. So thank you for waiting a year to do this the right way. Thank you to you guys. Thinking about, what I was going to say here to talk about my swimming career wasn't easy to narrow down. I started swimming later in my athletics career. Most swimmers start swimming at a young age. I waited until middle school, and I wasn't very good to start. Let's just put it like that. Something that my dad later admitted to me, that he had once tried swimming when he was a kid, and he didn't think I had what it took. I don't know why he told me that, but I think he knew that I enjoy proving people wrong, and so that just fueled my fire that much more. But there's so many memories of things that my time here at Potsdam, races, I could go on all day, and so I wanted to try to narrow it down to one memory, one thing that encapsulates everything to do with swimming and my time in the sport. And ironically, the memory that came to mind was not actually from Potsdam. It was before that. It was my high school coach. My senior year, we qualified a relay to go to the state championships. And Again, when I started swimming for this coach, I was absolutely terrible at swimming. I looked like a drowning fish. And then here I was 5-6 years later coming out of a state championship meet as a member of a school record-holding relay. And we're outside of the Eisenhower complex down in Nassau County after the meet, and we're waiting for the bus, and my coach and I are just kind of bantering back and forth at each other a little bit, and I was a little sad that my high school time was over. And he looks at me and he goes, "Buddy, you got nothing to be sad about. Like, you had a heck of a career here." And I kind of looked at him and I go, "You know, when I started here, I was terrible. I can't believe you kept me on the team." And without even blinking, he looks at me and goes, "You worked hard, and you needed a place to belong. Can't cut that." So every single memory that I have from swimming is because of that little decision from when I was yay high and not very fast to give me a place to belong. And I have so much to thank for that. Swimming was the reason that I wanted to go to college. Swimming was one of the reasons that I have my best friends. Swimming was one of the many ways that my family supported me over the years, and now it's my career. So everything I have at this point is because of that little decision of giving me a place to belong. So for all of you that supported me, have been there for me, again, I could go all day with memories, but I'll just say thank you. Thank you for giving me a place to belong. Thank you.